This is Hank for Free Podcast Tools, and I am here with my continued series on the settings inside the Mixcast 4 for your microphone channel, the voice settings. So we did tone in the last video. We're going to do the compressor in this video, and I just want you to hear what it sounds like. So right now it's turned off. There's no processing whatsoever. I'm using the Shure MV7X, about 4 inches away. No processing whatsoever on the Mixcast 4. Now I'm going to turn the compressor on. Now the compressor is turned on and it is set to the soft setting. So compression is typically used to tame signals. So in spoken word audio, sometimes we get excited or what have you, and we might have peaks that are way higher than our regular speech. And a compressor can help mitigate those, as it were, peaks and valleys and that disparity between our voice strength and kind of even things out a little bit. So the soft setting, this is what it sounds like. I'm going to turn it on the hard setting right now. Now I've switched it over to the hard setting. How does it sound in comparison? As you can see on the screen, you can kind of tell where the dynamics have changed. But typically, if you set a compressor harsher, it will begin to act more like a limiter, where it will really compress down some of the highs of the signal and keep it in check. And a hard limiter is really like a super aggressive compressor. Let me get excited here for a second and see if it really takes effect. Oh my goodness, did you see that? Man, that was really exciting. Now I'll turn it to soft and we'll do the same thing. Oh my goodness, did you see that? Man, that was really exciting. So that is the soft and the before was the hard. This is Hank here, interjecting with a quick note on this test. When I played this test back, it seemed like the soft compressor did a better job at compressing my little pretend loud segment than the hard compressor did. So if you look at the manual, it says soft should function just the way I think it should. This should naturally compress loud parts of the sound. And then the hard should greatly compress everything to even the level. However, in the waveform in this still, you can see clearly that the hard compressor allowed the peak to get higher than the soft compressor. So there's some options here. One, maybe even despite me thinking that I was using the same inflection in my voice, maybe I got more carried away on the hard compressor because I was thinking in my head that it's a hard compressor. It's going to take more to get the peak up there. So that's totally possible. Another option could be maybe the makeup gain on the hard compressor is greater than the makeup gain on the soft compressor, therefore showing a louder peak on the hard compressor than on the soft compressor. Totally possible. And since you really can't get in there to see, that could be a possibility. But I thought I would just quickly point out that it did appear in my playback that the hard compressor allowed the peaks to get higher than the soft compressor. But what did your ears tell you? Back to the video. Also on the compressor, they have a manual setting, which I've just clicked on. And I just have it set to the default, which is the threshold is at minus 20 dB. So that's when it will kick in, is any signal above minus 20 dB. And crazy enough, just to me, this is insane, that the ratio is 8-to-1. I would never use a ratio of 8-to-1 for spoken word audio. That's just me. I know there's a lot of hardcore aggressive compressor people out there that will disagree. I'm in the 3-to-1 or 4-to-1 ratio camp. The default attack is 30 milliseconds. So this is how fast does it get after your speech when it has broken through this threshold. And then the release is how quickly does it let go. If you get the attack and release set improperly, you can make your audio sound really unnatural. You'll be able to hear the compressor grabbing and letting go of almost each word. And then we have the makeup gain. Its default is 3 dB, and it depends. So if you're really compressing a signal, you need more makeup gain. If you're lightly compressing, you need less gain. But there is a lot more depth than I'm able to give you in these compressor settings. And that is something you would definitely just want to play around with and see what sounds best on your voice. But in the description, I will try to link to some resources that I've used over the years to help manually set compressor settings. So just check down in the description for that. But that is all there is to the compressor. I'm going to turn it off. All right. So thank you for checking out this voice setting video for the Mixcast 4 about the compressor. In the next video, we're going to get into processing. And those subcategories under processing will be the de-esser, noise suppressor, and ducking.